Welcome to Sneedenworks. I'm Brad. On this one, something I don't really want to do, to be honest with you, because it's going to be a lot of work. But blower, we're going to take it off. Got fuel rails on order. Just going to kind of clean it up a little bit more. Let my OCD just take over. Let's go. All right, first things third. Let's turn a light on here so we can see. Fuel rails, blower. It's gonna go. It's all gonna go. I don't see. So we're gonna eliminate all of this here. New fuel rails are gonna come in here, and we're gonna run a line down below there, come up here, back into there. So this section will be gone. I want to take my pressure regulator and my what is that? The E85 sensor, flex fuel sensor. I want to move it all kind of like I think over in this area here. I think that'll be nice and kind of tucked away, and then the E85 sensor can live underneath the booster here, a little bit more hidden, and then this area will be a little bit more open, look a little bit less clustered, right? I don't know. That's always been bugging me that this just has been kind of weighs heavy on this side. Um, I know you're probably like, you're crazy. This is fine. And you're right. I totally agree. But it's something I just kind of want to do because I don't like have another project to get to. But another thing is, I explained it on the last video, but this is the fuel rail. And this is where the pressure, you're supposed to like test it out or whatever, or relieve the pressure. It's got a little a check valve in there. What do you call those? I don't even know. But you take that out. It's a 4AN fitting, 4AN to 6AN, and then 6AN to the return. But I think that's too small. I think that's too small for a return, especially if you try to like turn these guys up a bit. I don't know, but science says to me that a smaller orifice for flowing is a lot worse than a bigger one. So we're going to go bigger. So this is all going to be 8AN into the flex fuel, and then the flex fuel will be 6AN back to the tank, which that's what it is now. But I think that this all is going to be gone, right? It's going to look a lot cleaner too, because here are my injectors here. Just imagine a black fuel rail there, and that's it. That's all you see. None of this double stuff here. This is the drive-by-wire cable. We can kind of tuck that in a little bit better because it's got to wrap around this guy. This guy takes up a lot of freaking room. So it's going to go. It's got to go. Got the parts already on order, so we got to do it. Don't really want to. I'm excited. It's like I'm torn for it. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this or if I'm going to kick myself in the butt because of how much work it's going to be. But in the end, when it's all together, obviously, I think I'm going to be a lot more pleased with the end result. So cool. Let's get to it. I actually got to figure out what fittings and stuff I need. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take apart the fuel system itself and kind of like lay out where I want everything. That way I'll get an idea of what fittings I need. I think I got some hose left over, but I got to find out too. But luckily Amazon, it's an evil corporation, but you can get your stuff next day, which is awesome. So that's what I'm going to get to. Tear it apart, tear it down, figure out what I need, put some parts on order. Whose stupid idea was this? Um, I'd really like to know at this point. Struggling, not gonna lie. I did get. Well, here, let me show you. I've got the injectors out, fuel rail out. Already, you can see it looks much cleaner, obviously, because all the wiring and stuff is out of the way. But I did go ahead and where is it here? This guy right here. See this? Hold on. Watch this. Those are not supposed to do that at all. Cool. I don't know if you guys know this, but injectors are expensive. So I'm going to have to hit up Snake Eater Performance and get myself a new one of these guys because that sucks whatsoever. Also, I don't want to pull the blower off to cut those ear tabs off. And I think I can get away with just cutting one off. And I think I can make it look good without pulling the blower off. So this is going to be probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done. It's going to cause more problems than it is going to be for a solution. You know how you know an idea is dumb before you do it. So this is the ear that I want to cut off because this will be the feed in, right, for this guy. There's enough stuff out of my way. I can get a sawzall in there or a hand saw, and that's what those two guys are on the table. I'm just gearing up for it because I know that if I do start this, it's gonna not gonna end well at all. I'm gonna attempt it. You want to watch? Sure. Let's go. Let's. All right. It's gonna be fine, right? Sure. Let's go. Oh yeah, look at this view. Yep. So it's right here, right? This is dumb, you guys. This is so freaking dumb. Also, this blade is pretty much shot. Someone take my car away from me. That's what I need, because that's not that. Don't do that. Do not do that. You idiot. Battery's dead. Nope, that's still there. Nope. Ah! Is the other one charged? Probably not. Oh, it's stuck. Why is it stuck? Hold on. I think I held my breath that whole time. And I bet a lot of you are just screaming at your camera, like, what are you doing? Your phone or whatever you're watching it on. Yeah, buddy. That's fine, right? That'll work. That'll work. Look, big old chunk cut out that will probably not need. I don't know. Now I got to clean it up. Well, here, you probably can't see it from that angle. Boop, there you go. So yeah, now we got to come back through, clean this up, try to get all these metal shavings out of here. Probably round this guy out because I think that the rails. This is honestly probably really stupid of me too, because I don't have the rails yet to know exactly where this is gonna come out, but I have an idea based on pictures. Cool. Okay. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna round that out with like a carbide bit or something like that. I'm gonna really mask all this area off. So let's get to that. It's been a couple of days. Got parts though. Fuel rails are in. We're gonna unbox these. I also have a solution, kind of, for my broken injector. It works. I don't. It's a dumb idea. I'm not. Let me show you what I did. So this is probably really, really stupid. Which one is it? I did such a good job, I can't even tell. This one. Okay, so this is the one I broke, right? If you just glue it back together, it still works. Why? Untangle, thank you. Okay, everybody just be quiet so you can listen to this. Listen. It's working. This is again stupid idea. Do not do this because I called up Snake Eater Performance and well, here let's talk into the camera. So I called up Snake Eater Performance and well, I didn't call them. I had to text them. They don't have a phone number. Weird. Um, they're gonna have to make me one. And I asked, "What's the timeline on that?" And I did not get a response. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm gonna run this. This is where we're going to look back and be like, why do you have a hole in number one cylinder? Oh, because it went lean because the injector didn't work. But I don't know, it's working. It's solid. Like I can't, it's not coming apart. Um, This is gonna be our secret, all right? But you can say I told you so uh, when I have a video coming out saying number one cylinder down. It's all right. It's par for my course. Yep, running it. I don't care. I don't care. I should upgrade these actually. We're not gonna. Putting it in. Also, let's unbox fuel rails. I'm a good camera guy. These are fancy. Oh. Cue Halo music, I feel like. These guys are cool. Very ability. Multiple ports for access, but we want to use the rear one for. Can I get my. Okay. We want to use the rear one for the feed, and I think the out or whatever is going to be one of the sides. I'm going to tape these up, mount them up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to make a little bit more clearance on where I cut that ear off. But yeah, cool. Get that done. Well, that escalated quickly. Decided to actually take the blower off. I fit up the rails onto the unit here, and you can see this is where I cut most of it out, but it still hits. And it needs a lot of fine-tuned work in order for the rails to fit in there correctly, and then the feed line to mount up to where I'm comfortable with it. So blower came off. It was just something you got to do. And I have a little bit of an issue with the blower. Let me show you what I got going on. We got to investigate this because this is weirding me out a little bit. Can you see me? Okay. So I don't know how to explain this. But if I hold the rotor, I twist, it feels tight right here. But what is that? I don't like that at all. I'm gonna die. What did I do? Swallow a bug? I already replaced the bearings. It might be the coupler, but why would it be tight here and loose as a goose right here? That's a lot of play. That's probably what my noise is. Whenever the car runs, it makes an idle. You can hear it. It almost sounds like it's rod knocking, but I think it's this guy. What? Build a hot rod. They're fun. Okay, so where do we go from here, people? What do we do? Burn it? Make it NA? Okay, I'm gonna take the snout off because it sounds like that coupler. Let's find out. I've got another problem because, let's just pile them on. Number 8 looks very saturated in fuel, and the whole thing on the inside it has a lot of residual fuel kind of everywhere, just kind of caked on the thing. So I went over and I tested this number 8 injector, and when I touch it, sometimes it just clicks, but it doesn't unclick, which means it sticks open. And then all it's going to do is just dump fuel in the whole time without releasing. You know, it's supposed to go cha 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 batch fire. It wasn't doing that. It was just wide open sometimes, and that's why I have a bunch of residual fuel in there. So that's not great either. I don't know what to do about that. I guess I'm gonna have to get a hold of Snake Eater again and say, hey, I don't know what's up with this guy, but she's finicky. Maybe I'll try to clean this guy out. Maybe it's got something stuck in there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna quit. I think I'm just gonna quit everything always. Quick and easy kind of way to clean your injectors out. So this is a tire stem. Fits on injector end. I took the gasket off, put it on like that. Cap itself, I drilled for the straw to go through. Whoop. For a brake and parts cleaner. Then we can go ahead. This one's kind of dead, but just put a little fluid in there, pressurize it. It's better with two people because somebody can hold this down and then the other person can be, you know, doing the tapping. Or you can like open it up and hold it. I mean, it seems to be working now. It's clicking. Before it would just click and not do anything. It would just click and stay clucked. Click, click, and stay click, clicked, clicked. Sure. I think we're good now. That's weird, man. All right. Fixed? Sure. Doesn't look like it's eating itself. I think this is a Delrin style. And there's not that many different styles out there that would make it go weird. Hold on. I had this. Okay, so I don't know if that's picking that up on camera or not. But it's just a little loose there. Why it was loose one way, one position, and not the other, I don't know. But I did find very tight right here. Like I can barely get that on there. I kind of want to just drive this thing home, figuratively. Commit. Maybe there's like a clocking issue I didn't do when I first put this thing together. That's toy. And it ain't coming off. So that's good. Hold on, let's put it on. Here, look. Where's the blower? Right there. We're experimenting together. There we go. I think we've got our solution. How dumb is that? Yep. I'm gonna pull this all back apart, clean it all up, assemble at least this section here again the way that this is. Hopefully solve that rattling issue. Is that a win for this one? I think it is. I think I'm gonna count it because I need one right now. Don't fall. 17 steps backwards, but I think we can start taking some steps forward. Went ahead and cleaned this guy all up, got rid of all the spilt fuel and dirt and grime or whatever from actually driving the car, and then I polished my little valley tray there. It looks nice and blingy. The blower itself too. This, let me just say, by this clearancing that I had to do to make this fuel rail system work would have never happened inside the car. There ain't no way. Glad I took it out. It had to happen. So before, that was really dumb of me to try to make the clearance in there while it was in the car. Didn't make any sense, but I had to cut a lot of this out actually in order to get the fitting and stuff on there. So this is the same fitting that I have, that guy right there. Same fitting that the fuel is coming in on, but everything clears nice now and it looks good. Same thing with the front. So the holes will kind of wrap down and below instead of a bunch of like steel bars everywhere that the stock stuff had. Didn't like that. And then I went ahead and I scrubbed out all my runners from all the residual fuel and all in here just from whatever. Got all the old gasket material off of there, cleaned up, wiped down. So these two things can go back together. And I'm going to assemble the fuel rails and stuff on the bench here before I put the blower back in. It'll just make life a lot easier. But I do have to go ahead and clean out all my injectors first before I start assembling all of this. So that's what I'm going to get to now. Clean the injectors, get the fuel rails on this thing, start making this all look normal again. And then hopefully it works. You know, it should. I say that every time I do this, but this time it'll be good. Got this fuel rail in, went pretty smoothly. Put a little bit of a silicone on the gaskets around the injectors themselves in order to slide it down a little bit easier. But this is going to look nice and work nice. Other side though, I don't have a plug yet for this end, and I'm worried that if I put the injector rail on, I won't be able to get access to it because I didn't cut this ear off. Should come tomorrow, so I should be able to assemble it. But also, hear that? We didn't fix it. I thought I fixed it. I thought that if I turned it, it was a little bit snugger one way than it was the other way, and it's not it. That's not it. I ordered a different style coupler that should come in the next couple days, but I'm not living with that. I'm gonna take this back off. The gasket maker obviously didn't seal or harden yet, so I can clean that up pretty easily. And then we're gonna have to wait. I think I'm gonna quit today. I think I'm gonna go do something not car related because this is just a not win day for me. I'll pick this back up when I get all parts and stuff. Promise. Okay, thanks. Went on a little bit of a side quest here. All the vacuum ports on this snout, they kind of bothered me because this one was for the brake booster and then had a giant hose coming up here. It was just like up front and in your face. I didn't like it. So let's eliminate them. Pulled them all out and I drilled and tapped them for 1/4 inch NPT. And this is just a example of a plug, but I got some stainless Allen head flat ones coming. So that'll look a lot better than these brass ones here. And instead of the brake booster feed vacuum being here, I've now got it down here because there were 2 ports here as well, 1 and 2. That one will get plugged, but this one is 1/4 inch NPT to 8AN. And then this is my new vacuum line. So my 8 a.m. line right here, it's going to come up, and then I'll make a little bracket that comes off the fuel line brackets, run right along the fuel rail, and it'll tuck behind. Should come out right by the brake booster there, run underneath the brake booster, and then tie in that way, because 8AN is half inch. Half inch is the vacuum line source that it is. So everything's going to line up and play nicely, and this is going to look way better with just a line, tucked away, rather than some big hose coming up here and having, I had like vacuum caps with zip ties on them before. Just going to clean it up. The little details that I'm geeking out about. So that's going to look nice. I like it. But now I'm going to go in. Now I'm going to wait for parts. Trying to knock out what I can while I'm waiting on parts. Fuel rails, both of them are in now. I got my block off piece here that I was worried I wouldn't be able to get to if the fuel rail was in. So this is all good. And I got the wiring in too. You can see how these Holley rails just allow you to tuck everything nice and neat, so you don't even see it. Clean. I've got my crossover built. It's nice and tight, but not touching underneath here. And same thing with this new vacuum port for the brake booster here. I've got the clamps here. This is all good to go. Should work out quite nicely. What else did I get done? That's about it, really. I need to do this guy next. My plan is, using that angle aluminum that it was next to, I want to mount it kind of like right here. So I'll build the L bracket that bolts into those two bolts and then bolts into the bottom of there. That way all my lines and stuff can be hidden underneath and behind the brake booster there. Same thing with a lot of the wiring, because I got to tie into the, the flex fuel sensor, and then also the fuel pressure sensor. Let me get that bracket made. We'll bolt this guy up, and then we'll just start tying lines in together. 17 hours later, got my bracket. Not too shabby. Watch me drop this. That would be terrible. That'll just bolt right to the firewall, and we can work off from there. Fuel pressure regulator bolted up, looking nice. And then I have the flex fuel sensor right there, and the fuel pressure sensor right there. So fuel pressure sensor is on the inlet, and then the return is the flex fuel sensor. And I have that line made up. So that's that guy right there for the return, and that's tied in. I just had to take it off, shorten it up. I've got a union down there on the frame, so it's nice and easy to take off and put back on if need be. Wired up too, so both sensors are wired up. I redid this whole loom section here. Basically took everything apart and then determined all my distances again. So this will run right in line, the same area that the vacuum line will run in on this side. So we'll have some pretty good symmetry, I believe, in order to make that look nice. But now I'm kind of like at a weird spot where I'm waiting on the coupler for the snout, but I think I can put the blower on without that and then put that on later. I've done it before, so why not do it now? Because if I can get the blower, the main base piece on, and the top on, I can just really do everything else as well, like determine my lines, wire everything up, plug everything in, plumb everything. Just make it a lot easier for me. And then when I get the new part, the new coupler tomorrow, hopefully, I can just put that snout on and that'll go nice and easy. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Hopefully it all works out. Should. I don't think, why not? Also, that thing is so heavy. My back is not feeling it, but got to get it on there. Got to get it bolted in. That way I can keep moving forward. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I showed you guys last, but I have the majority of everything back on. Blower's on. Plumbing is pretty much all done. Wiring is all set. It just looks really clean. I like it a lot. Fuel pressure regulator, flex fuel sensor, pressure sensor, everything kind of hidden behind the brake booster now, because before it was all like in this area there. All of the, what do you call that? The steam vent port kit from Motion Racework. That thing's pretty slick. And my vacuum source hose right there. that goes out underneath into the brake booster. Done there. And I just got in my ZZP, the coupler piece. So this guy here, that fit a lot more snug. Oh, something's wet. That's cool. Than the other one did. So I'm hoping it's going to eliminate the chatter, but I'm going to test fit this guy up right now and just come to find out that it's still going to do the same thing. That's going to be awesome. I got my pipe plugs in. Bam. Those things look clean. I think that's about it. So yeah, let me figure out how much slop I got in this thing now, and I got to put like a bead of RTB on this guy, like a little thin coat, and then I can finally bolt that up. We can kind of wrap up what's going on, and I can drive the car again, which I'm really angst about. So yeah, let me do that in a minute. 2 more hours later, I've got everything on the car. I'm actually deleting on my whole cold air intake system that I had before. Reason being, where this filter was located here, she's pretty gacked. And look how small this guy is compared to the big 9-inch one that I'm going to be running off. This is semi-permanent. Do not think that this is going to stay. I have a plan on kind of eliminating a bunch of this stuff here and then kind of running it down in there, and kind of redoing some of this later on as well too. But I'm hoping I'm going to get a little bit more blower noise out of it with a bigger and a shorter run. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. I got to check for fuel leaks now. Probably going to have some, if I had to guess. But I got to find my key. I don't even know what I did with my keys. But I got to go find them, turn it. I'm not going to run it right now because it's late at night. And when I do run it, I like to bring it all the way up to a heat cycle. And I'm just not going to do that right now. But I am going to check for leaks. Injectors are unplugged, but the fuel pump is on. So let's do that a second. That should wrap this up. Key is on. I'm not seeing any fuel leaks, which is honestly surprising. I mean, you usually get like at least one or something like that. It just means I did a good job. Jumped up to 60, but since I grabbed the camera, it dropped a little bit, which means holding pressure. I don't smell fuel. It's not leaking. Cool. Yeah. This looks so good. I like this a lot. There we go, you guys. Holley LSA LS9 fuel rails installed with no leaks. Cool. Also, a bunch of other things that were just not expected. You know, pulling the blower off and cutting the ear tab, making up new fuel lines, redoing wiring, remounting the fuel pressure regulator, flex fuel sensor, getting a new coupler from ZZP for the blower because it was rattling. That worked out pretty awesome. We got no more rattles, which is awesome. How many more times can I say awesome? I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long couple of days, to be honest with you. But it's done. It's not done because I have plans of kind of cleaning up the front end of this even more, because the more I look at it, the more it's like, oh, I could change this, I could change that, I could change it. It's a never-ending cycle, to be honest with you. But that's fun for me. I don't mind it at all. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Got a lot more coming up, including a Malibu eventually, soon, hopefully. Promise. See you on the next one.